Today, the state's top election officials announced Madison's former city clerk broke several election laws when nearly 200 ballots went uncounted in last November's election. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson was at the commission meeting and tells us what's next for Wisconsin's elections.
In the Wisconsin Elections Commission's first ever investigation, the bipartisan group voted 5-1, declaring Madison's former city clerk Maribeth Witzelbell broke 5 election laws.
Mistakes were made.
Michael Haas, Madison city attorney, also became the city's acting clerk after Witzelbell resigned amid the commission's 6-month-long investigation.
We apologize to the voters whose ballots were not counted.
It took more than 6 weeks for the clerk's office to report the uncounted ballots. Still, Dane County Clerk Scott McDonald says criminalizing Witzelbell's actions won't help Wisconsin's elections in the future.
Clerks are not well compensated. They are under constant scrutiny and attack. We do not need to make recruiting and retaining election officials harder in this environment.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission doesn't have the authority to pursue criminal charges, nor did they recommend anyone else pursue them.
This is not a criminal investigation. The focus of this investigation has been discovering what happened and making sure it doesn't ever happen again in Madison and throughout the state.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice or the Dane County DA could bring charges against the former Madison city clerk. Neither agency immediately confirmed with me whether or not they plan to do so. From the Wisconsin State Capitol, Vanessa Kelson.